You're listening to the How to Talk to Girls podcast, where you'll learn step-by-step how to meet and seduce beautiful women, whether you're looking for one night of fun, a week-long fling, or a long-term relationship. I'm your host, Trip, and the episode starts now. Hello and welcome to another episode of the How to Talk to Girls podcast. I'm your host, Trip Kramer from tripadvice.com. And on today's episode, we're talking about the big problems that older men have at attracting women. Now, older is subjective, right? You might think of yourself in your late 20s and think that you're an older guy. Maybe you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s or more. Wherever you're at, I'm still going to be giving you lessons that I think are going to help you, even if you are what you think is older, younger, wherever. So we're going to help you out today. And a lot of this comes from the coaching clients that I work with. So I work with a lot of guys who are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and beyond. And they seem to have a similar set of issues and a similar set of mindsets. Really, it's so interesting how I'll talk to people all over the country, the United States, and even all over the world, and they'll still have very similar problems. And the biggest problem, which I'll get into very shortly here, is really the mindset. Okay, the mindset. That is the big issue. So we'll be talking about that in a second. Now, I know you've heard me, if you've been listening to the podcast, talk about coaching quite a bit. In fact, I just mentioned it a second ago. I get a lot of guys who are, like I said, in their late 20s and up, all the way to in their 60s who apply for coaching. So as long as you're over 18, coaching can be good for you. Coaching is a way to speed up the process for you to get better at attracting and meeting women, because we go over specifically what your sticking point is and then how we can fix it. And then I give you a customized plan to be able to do that. So you have to understand that coaching is very powerful, but only for guys who are really ready to put the effort in. So if you're ready to make big changes and you want me to help you do that, I want you to apply for coaching right now. Go to coachedbytrip.com. That is the application. Fill it out to your best ability and try to make it as thorough as possible so I can really get to know you in the application. It's not long. You're not going to sit there for that long. Really just a few things that you can just fill out for me to get to know you, to see if you're going to be a good fit. Because if you are, you and I are going to get on the phone, talk more about your issues, and then see if coaching is, in fact, a good fit for you. So I want to hear from you. So if you're 18 or older and you want to work on your sticking points, maybe it's approaching women in your town. It's approach anxiety. Maybe it's somewhere along the lines of flirting or keeping a conversation going or just getting dates with women. Or maybe you're getting dates, but you just don't know what's going on. It's like not working out with the women that you're meeting. So anywhere from the point of meeting women all the way into you're in a relationship and even beyond is where I specialize and help you. So go to coachedbytrip.com and we'll help you ASAP. Okay, so let's get into it. And I'm also going to do just a little bit of a Q&A too. So I'll be answering any questions that I've seen come in through emails that might not have to do exactly with this topic, but I'll go into that as well after we talk about this. So older men, what's your number one problem? Well, here's the number one problem I see that guys have who are older. They basically have a situation where, they're divorced or they focused on their career. It's like something's happening where now they're back in the game, so to speak, or they're back in the dating world. Maybe they haven't tried, something pushed them away for a long time. And now they're like, okay, this is an area I want to focus on. Again, maybe it's a breakup, a divorce. Maybe it's just, I have a lot of guys who sign up for coaching who say they've been focused on their career for a long time. They never put emphasis on this. And it's got them to a great place where they're successful and they know what they're doing with their life, but they want to share their life with someone. So these guys, and I'm probably speaking to you if you're listening to this, you've gotten to the point where you've been out of the game and you just think because you're older that it's all of a sudden harder. Like it's funny, I think older guys, they don't say this specifically to me, but it's almost like they're thinking this. They're thinking that dating is for people in their 20s. Approaching women at bars and out on the sidewalks, that's like a kid thing to do. Like that's good for when you're, in college or when you're in your 20s, when you're younger, but now that you're older and you have your own place or you're doing the mature adult thing. Like I said, you have your own place and you have your career and everything's going for you. And it just seems kind of weird. But here's the thing. I know that a lot of guys also have the complaint where they say, I've tried the dating apps and they're not really working that well, or they work a little bit. I get a date every once in a while, but it's going at a very slow pace to nothing at all. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing a ton of. And I get it. That's a logical complaint. Like, how do I get back into this? Can I attract a younger woman? I mean, I'm 40 years old. I'm 50 years old. I'm 32 years old. How do I attract a younger, beautiful woman? How do I do this? So that's the mindset, is they think that because they're older, and I'm putting air quotes up that you cannot see because you're listening to a podcast. I'm putting air quotes up because older is, depends what old is, what you think old is. You think you're older, so you just assume that you can't attract a quality woman, a younger woman, whatever it may be. Or maybe you just think like, I'm done, I'm lost. There's nothing for me out there. All the women that I talk to, because I'm, in my 30s, all the women in their 30s, they're taken. And that is a legit concern. Yes, I would say if we looked at the statistics, you'd probably see that there's more people over 30 who are taken, who are in relationships, who are married, who have kids, whatever. It's definitely a higher population. Again, I'm just guessing. It just seems this way. I don't have actual statistical data, but I think we can all agree it's probably the case that, there's a lot of single women in their 20s. Now, here's the thing, though. Just because that might be the statistic, there are still a lot of women available to you in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond who are single. There are a lot, okay? And also, don't forget, as a guy who's older, you can still attract a woman in her 20s. You might not want to, depending on how old you are. If you're like 40 years old and you are looking for a relationship, I don't know if you're going to want someone who's in their 20s. You guys might be at a different place in your life. But if you're just looking to have fun and enjoy dating and have sex and things like that, and you just want things casual, I'm pretty sure, I know there are women out there who are available for that, want that. And I know for sure that these women will still be attracted to an older man for that kind of thing. So let me just clear the air for you. You person who thinks that you are older and it's not possible. It is possible. Not only do I coach it all the time, and I'm coaching guys who are in the 30s, 40s and up through the whole process of meeting and attracting women, and we're getting them results and they're dating great women, beautiful women. Not only are we doing that, but I talk to people all the time who are, back in the game, so to speak, and they're able to meet and attract women. It's still possible for you. So you go into this mindset like, I'm lost. The dating world is different these days. Nothing's changed. Okay, nothing's changed. Attraction is still attraction, the way it works. It's all biological. The only difference is there's different mediums now, right? Like you can go and you can meet someone online through an app, all of that stuff. And that's what a lot of people do these days. That used to be for an older people. Like it's really popular in the older people community. Older people like, 30s, but definitely 40s and 50s, because they don't think that going out is part of what they should do with their lifestyle. So they just kind of go online, and it's easier to do that because the clubs and bars are filled with younger people. And that makes sense. So yes, there are new mediums, but let me tell you something. You can still go out, leave your house, talk to a woman, in person, and still get her attracted. So don't worry if the dating apps aren't working for you, and don't think you even have to use the dating apps. I'm not against them, by the way, but I am against them for you if you're only using them to do dating, right? I'm going to bite my tongue when I say this, but I guess I'll just say this. The only small, rare exception rare exception, is if you are killing it on the dating apps. Like you're killing it. And on top of that, again, this is rare, right? You really have zero time to go out and meet women. So that's probably not you. I'm just going to guess that you're doing so well on the dating apps. Like it's so easy to meet great women all the time on the dating apps. It's easy for you. It's effortless. And on top of that, you're also very busy. So unless you have that combination, seriously, even if you do, you should still try to make time to meet women in person. You should still do approaches. So in a way, if I had to summarize this, if I really had to kind of give the big idea here or something I think in terms of older men, I believe that a lot of these older men, or if you consider yourself an older man, you think that it's not possible for you. It's not possible for you to get back into the dating game. Now, the people who sign up for coaching or the people who even reach out to me for coaching, they still think it's possible. So it does become possible. I think if you're listening to this episode, you still think it is possible because you're listening and you want to learn. But it's not going to happen for you if you have all the doubt in the world. There's got to be some sliver, something left inside of you that says, hey, maybe it's possible. Because I can tell you all day that it is. I've seen it. I've experienced it myself. Older men can attract and go out and still get back into the dating game, but you got to have a little bit of hope here. And just understand this. Men work the same way. Women work the same way. Attraction happens on a biological level. So if you know how to tap into this masculine essence, if you know how to display your masculine traits, and you do it in front of really any woman, you have a high chance of attracting them. You just have to learn how to do that. And again, coaching does help you get to that point. Or you can do this on your own. Whether you do coaching or not do coaching, the whole idea here is that you have and possess the ability. You just got to tap into it. That's it. Don't worry about age. And here's the good news. Sometimes age helps. Because think about it. Men peak when they're older. Their value goes up. You're making more money. You're better looking. You're wiser. You've learned more. You have your own place, hopefully. You've at least gained confidence in some areas. Like I said, I've said this before, a lot of guys who reach out to me who want to do coaching who are older have a lot of their life figured out except for this one piece. So you have a lot going for you that you don't really know. Some guys think, oh, I'm old, I'm out of it, I'm 45, like it's not going to happen for me. Dating, like I said earlier, is a young man's game. It's not. It's for everybody and anyone. Just got to learn how to tap into it. Tap, tap, taparoo. Let's go to some questions. I got some questions here that might not be related to you as an older guy, but I think we've covered that topic now. Hopefully you feel better about it. And like I said, as I've been saying, if you feel you need that help, go to coachedbytrip.com and I can help you. So here's some Q&A. People who have gone ahead and written me at trip@tripadvice.com. So here's an email. It states, Dear Trip, I've been watching you since 5 to 10,000 subs and found most of your videos helpful. Now I'm in a situation where I need help and cannot find a particular video from you about it. I lived for almost a year in a flat with my mates, and now we have this lovely girl who moved in a few weeks ago, and I'm afraid I will fall to friend zone, or it will be too awkward to make any move when we are flatmates. I believe there have already been sparks here and there between us, and we can talk for almost hours, and she's laughing on my stupid jokes, and so on. I can also spot signs she might be interested in me as well. Do you have any tips on how to approach this situation or what to do? Thank you. Best regard from Czech Republic, Mikal. Okay, so here's the deal. Lots to go over on this question. First of all, you don't want to be going for your flatmate. That is a bad idea. Think about it this way. If you start dating a girl and you're already living with her, that's bad. That's bad. And also, it's going to be, not that it really matters because you should be living your own life, but just super awkward now when you're dating this woman or girl and your roommates are always around. And now they've all of a sudden signed up for them living with a couple. But anyways, that's not even the biggest point. The biggest point here is you don't want to start living right. Because you imagine if you met a girl out and about at a pub and you guys started dating and she moved in with you within a week, you probably wouldn't do that, would you? This is that situation. And what if you guys break up? You're still living together. So this is a bad idea. Also, you can turn this around to be in your favor. Imagine this for a second. Imagine this. Imagine she becomes your good friend and then she goes out with you to find other women, because then you have social proof, right? Social proof or pre-selection. If a woman sees you with other women, she thinks in her head subconsciously you're pre-selected by other women, therefore making you more attractive because you look desired. Use that. Take advantage of that, because you now have a woman that you're friends with likes you. She can go out with you and be your wing woman. But I know you've now fallen for her, which is a big mistake. And a lot of guys do this because they meet a girl, they like her, there's a few sparks, maybe there's some interest there, and boom, they just like fall head over heels, get obsessed with one woman, have the one-itis, so to speak, and it's bad news. Why? Because you become so obsessed with the woman that you don't think clearly. You have a scarcity mindset because you're only focused on one girl, and so desperate that you would do it in the worst situation ever, a girl who's already living with you. So please, tough love here. Don't just fall for a girl because she happens to give you some attention. I want you to have an ideal situation. What's an ideal situation? An ideal situation is for you to be dating a woman who you don't live with right away and having multiple women that you're dating so you can choose the right person for you. Here's one. Hey, Trip, love your show. My last year has been hell. I could use some advice. Not to go into any great detail, but long story short, my wife of 26 years left me. And I'm new to dating again, and I've recently met this lady about 3 months ago at a bar. We hit it off that night, ended up kissing and dancing, and had lots to drink. She gave me her number, and it took forever to finally get out with her, and now it seems we're more friends than anything. She knows how I feel, but I don't think I'm in the friend zone, though. She is unlike any woman I bet you have come across. Independent, self-made millionaire, has a real crazy side and I don't know who I'm getting when I talk to her. I really feel she does like me, but if so, I'm being tested like I've never before in a hard-to-get scenario. I'm really not sure why I'm so attracted to her so much, but I'm crazy for her and she's well aware of it. Any help appreciated. Well, here's the thing. First of all, please don't fall into the trap of thinking that you've met someone so unique and so special. There's a lot of women out there, so please don't get obsessed with one woman. Like I said, that one-itis is very dangerous for you because you're putting all your eggs in one basket and you're allowing yourself to get miserably hurt. So this is no good, okay? No good. So hear me out here for a second. Hear me out here. You are probably in the friend zone because you're not making any moves. So if you're just hanging out with her and you guys aren't doing anything sexual, you are just a friend. Okay, so you need to push that and you need to get to a point where you guys are being sexual with each other. And the reason, see, here's the problem, is you've idealized her so much, so you're probably scared to make a move. And that is what is going to make her unattracted to you. Okay, so you need to make some sort of move. And you're saying here, I'm not really sure why I'm so attracted. You're attracted to her because she's probably giving you a lot of, teasing in a sense, right? She's got this crazy side. So she's, attractive in that sense where she's probably a little wild, a little fun. And then you've just met this woman who's completely different. I mean, you're new to dating, so you met this woman who's completely different from your wife, or your ex-wife at this point. So you've been really attracted to her. She's probably a lot different with that crazy side. And that's very attractive to men who are now out in the dating world again and meeting someone who's not like their ex, who was probably boring. That's why a lot of people break up, right? Desire dies, it gets boring, things like that. So now you've idealized this new woman. You put yourself in a really, really tough situation. Tough situation is you're obsessed with her and you're not making any moves because you're afraid of rejection, which I said, therefore, gets you rejected in the first place. So make a move. And also, please start dating other women. Do not just focus on her. That is going to be just terrible for you, because if she doesn't work out with her, now you're going to be in a really bad place again. And you're going to be going through this situation over and over and over, where you meet a girl, idealize her, get heartbroken, and so on and so forth. And that's just going to keep on happening. So be careful. You get back in control of your dating life. Date multiple people. For the guys out there listening who are the older guys, please do the same thing. If you've been through a divorce or a breakup, get to the point where you're dating multiple women so you're not so obsessed with one. And then you can see that a lot of women are very similar, and you're not finding just like a unicorn, so to speak. Okay? There you go, my friend. I hope this episode has helped you. I hope that you've taken away some good thoughts from it. If you need more help, don't forget, go to coachedbytrip.com and apply today to work with me. I'm getting applications every single day, and I read every single one. Yes, any words that you write will be read by me, and I can find out and see if you're a good fit. And if you are, I will reach out to you. So please apply. I want to hear from you. Let's make this happen. I hope that this has helped. Once again, stay tuned for future episodes. Even if you are older, lots of this information can help you and get you to a more attractive level. Take care.